believed your prayer would definitely be answered? Or have you ever wished you could write a letter directly to God? It may sound unusual, but the story, A Letter to God, written by Gregorio López y Fuentes, is based on this very idea. It is a touching story that teaches us about faith, hope, kindness, and irony. The story revolves around Lencho, a poor farmer who lives with his family in a lonely house on the top of a hill. His entire livelihood depends on the crops he grows. One day, he sees dark clouds gathering in the sky and happily waits for the rain because his fields desperately need water. Let me add a fact. Did you know that even today, millions of farmers around the world still depend mainly on rainfall? A delayed rain or a hailstorm can destroy months of hard work in just a few minutes. So, at first, the rain falls gently, and Lencho feels delighted. He compares the raindrops to new coins falling from sky because he believes that they will bring them prosperity. However, his happiness is short lived. The rain suddenly turns into violent hailstorm. Large hailstones destroy all the crops in the fields within a few minutes. After the storm ends, the fields look as if they have been covered with salt. Lencho realizes that his family has no food left and that they may even starve. Even in this difficult situation, Lencho does not lose hope. He has complete and unshakable faith in God, believing that God sees everything and helps those in need. He writes a letter asking God to send 100 pesos so that he can buy seeds, cultivate his fields again, and support his family. Now comes the most remarkable part of the story. Instead of giving up, Lencho has complete faith in God. He believes that God sees everything and helps everyone. So, he does something that sounds impossible. He writes a letter addressed simply to God. In the letter, he requests 100 pesos so he can buy seeds, grow another crop, and feed his family. Let me tell you one more fact. This is why this story is called A Letter to God, because he sent a letter to God. The unusual thing is not that Lencho prays to God. People do that every day, actually. The unusual thing is that he writes an actual letter expecting God to send money through the mail. So when the letter reaches the post office, the postmaster reads it. Instead of laughing, he is deeply moved by Lencho's innocent and unshakable faith. He thinks, if only everyone had faith like this. So he decided to help. He collects money from his friends, contributes some himself, and manages to gather 70 pesos. Although it is less than what Lencho requested, it is all they can arrange. They place the money in an envelope, sign it God, like as if God has only sent this, and send it to Lencho. The postmaster becomes the real hero of the story. He receives no rewards, no appreciation, and not even a thank you. Yet he helps simply because it is the right thing to do. So now that comes twist. What the twist is there? Lencho opens the envelope. He counts the money. There are only 70 pesos. Instead of thanking God or the people who helped him, Lencho becomes angry. Why? Because he believes God can never make a mistake. So the missing 30 pesos must have been stolen by someone else. And who does he blame? The post office employees. He even writes another letter, God, to send the remaining money. But you know what he did? He said, don't send money through the post office because according to him, the employees are a bunch of crooks. See, this ending is perfect example of irony. Irony means the opposite of what we expect. Just mind, okay?
The heartbreak shared between Lencho.
Irony means the opposite of what we expect. The people who honestly helped Lencho are the very people he accuses of stealing. The readers know the truth, but Lencho does not. This is called situational irony, and it makes the ending both humorous and thought-provoking. So what does the story teach us? The story gives us several important lessons. Faith gives us strength during difficult times. Kindness often comes from ordinary people. We should appreciate the people, or we should appreciate the help we receive instead of making quick judgment. Blind faith without understanding can sometimes lead to unfair conclusions. So, what the conclusion is? Before, if I am going to end this part, if you were the postmaster, would you still help Lencho after reading his second letter? Okay, so this answer should come to your mind. What answer should be there? Fine, so I'm closing this letter and this story. I'll meet you with all the questions, answers, chapter, and what all type of questions can come in this chapter. And you can watch the same story in Hindi just after this video.